One of the things he learned was that their policy is just to hand over money. And he also learned don't use a gun, because you don't need a gun to rob a bank. They'll hand over money willingly. And if you get caught, then the punishment's much more severe. If you have a gun or pretend to have a gun, the punishment is the same. So he walked in there. He handed them a firmly worded note saying, give me all the money. Give me $5,000 he asked for. And don't say a word. And that he was serious. So she gave him $1,500. And he's like, where's the rest? And she's like, that's all there is here. So he says, okay. He put the $1,500 in, what did he do? I think he put the $1,500 in one of the clear grocery bags. And then he walked. He had figured out his escape route. So he walked out of the bank sort of casually. He had cut a hole in the fence the night before. And he walked through the hole in the fence. He put his other clothes in the other plastic bag. So now he stripped off a layer, and he's essentially wearing something different. Threw the plastic bag in the trash, walked over to a hotel room, and he's like, that was it. There were no sirens. No one came looking for him. It just kind of ended. And he had $1,500 that he didn't have before. So he lived on that for a short while. And then the second time he robbed a bank, he was much less careful, and he didn't have a change of clothes. And he had a bicycle outside the bank. And
oh, God.
Yeah, so he walked out of the bank, and he's like, oh, everyone's looking at me. So he started running, sprinting away from the bank. And then he realized that his bike was there and that it was going to have prints, and they were going to suspect it. So he went back to get his bike, and a cop was like, yeah, the noob. And a cop was like, can I talk to you? So he started running from the cops. And so he's running from the cops.
It's over.
Here's what happened. He thought he was like a highway, and he planned it so that as he crossed the highway, a car from behind him would he knew the distance that the cop was from him. And he's like, if I run across this highway, then the cop will have to slow down because the car that I will run right in front of will hit the cop, so the cop will have to take it. He didn't count on the car slowing down when someone crossed the street, so the cop went right up behind him, and I guess he ran into another car that also slowed down, and he hit the back of a van. He physically ran into it and fell to the ground, and he was semi-conscious as the cop called him and locked him up. And anyway, so his run escape was a failure, and he went to prison for it.
So, yeah, that kind of reminds me. There was this one robbery on the news. He brought a note to the teller to give money, whatever. And then the teller said, oh, that paper, I don't know, we don't do that here. Go across the street to the other bank or some nonsense like that. And he actually believed the teller, the bank robber. So he went across the street, and as he did, of course, they called 911. That was it. That's got to be probably the biggest new move for a robber ever.
He's obviously a Modern Warfare 2 player.
Yeah.
Hey, so I get a lot of these questions.
We talk about bank robbers. We should talk about the big one.
Oh, go ahead. What do you got?
What's that?
The guys in California that robbed the bank with Kevlar and the drum mag AK-47s.
Those were some badasses.
The old ones, right? It was in L.A., right? It changed the way FBI responds to that stuff.
Yeah.
And didn't it change the whole gun code out there because the cops didn't have anything to compare to Kevlar. They had to run down and get M16s with full metal jackets.
Yeah, they went to the gun shop, and it turns out they had a lot of hits on those guys, even penetrating hits. But the guns
they were high on methane. Weren't they high on meth and shit?
Yeah, they were high on something. And guns aren't the death beams that a lot of people think they are. If you could think about the damage you get from a bullet being similar to the damage you get from an ice pick, you'd realize, wow, there's a lot of places on me that I could probably take an ice pick and just sort of move on. Almost all your arms and legs, unless it hits that key artery. Whatever. It's not good, but ice pick's not going to kill you.
Sap a little bit of strength out, but don't take much to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys were, they had taken a lot of muscle relaxers. I remember that. So they were, perfectly calm throughout the whole thing, because they're, doped up. Mm-hmm. And that was one hell of a shootout. You see the footage of it, and, they'll be looking to their left. Yeah. They'll be looking to their left, and some cop will shoot at them from their right, and they just calmly turn to the right and, spray 30 rounds at him.
Mm-hmm. And they had
my question is, how did they not kill anybody? They injured 16 cops. They couldn't get no death shots.
I don't know. They had none?
they had 0 death shots on the cops. They all died themselves, but all the cops were injured and they all recovered.
Yeah, you got to go for the headshot, man. Fucking noobs.
They got bad aim.
Well, you're doped up on muscle relaxers. That kind of solves a little bit.
We'll cut him some slack on that.
Your hands might shake a little bit. But I'm just surprised they didn't kill nobody. You know, that old Russian round. That's a pretty powerful round.
Not a death ray though. So, I have this question. I've been wanting to bring it up. I think I've had it in my list of potential questions, and normally this one would go to Kyle, but since we have Smoove here, how do you go about kissing a girl for the first time?
You just got to be real smooth. You got to pull her close.
You gotta have a very Manilow voice.
You got to pretend like you're going to whisper in the ear. You got to kind of hint at the clothes, and you just kind of lean in when she's not expecting.
You ever thought about singing for some Motown?
Yeah, I just want to hear you sing. That's all I want. I want to hear you sing like
I can't sing. Definitely can't sing. It's all
no, just do it like Barry Manilow. Just do it like Barry Manilow.
Never.
What's up, baby? Barry Manilow don't sing. He just talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's talk about tattoos. Do you like it when women have tattoos? Is that a turn
Depends
on
where they
off?
And what? It depends where they are and what they are.
Wait, so I like this topic, but Kyle, how do you kiss a girl for the first time? And Wings, you're next.
I don't know. You usually, you know, you're like hanging out on a couch or something like that, and you just make eye contact, and you can just tell the way she looks at you that, you know, she's down for it. You don't want to like force someone to kiss you, unlike some people might want to think. But you know, you can tell by the way she looks at you that she's down for it or not. And hopefully, like if you've spent enough money on this chick and you're on an actual date, like she doesn't mind actually kissing you.
Oh, see, I've only kissed 3 different girls so far, and I can tell you how each went down.
Pick a highlight. We'll see if we want to hear the other two.
Yeah. Well, that's not a highlight. Well, my first kiss, I took her to the movies. I think we went and seen. What did we go and see? Might have been The Notebook. It was some girly movie. And I live in the South, so after you go to the movies and stuff, you pretty much ride the back roads. That's what you do. That's a form of entertainment. We just rode around and talked and all this, and body language is key there. You could tell if she likes you or not. And if you notice, like, her hands, like she's rubbing her pants, or that's 2 keys. She might be scared of you.
She's reaching for a weapon. She's looking for that knife.
She's got an LCP in the purse.
But you gotta look at her eyes with it. If she's like rubbing her pants and you see her eyes and she kind of keeps drifting off over looking at you, that means she's pretty much down. She likes you.
Or she's drunk.
Well, we didn't drink nothing. I don't drink myself. Yeah, but that's how that goes down. And the other 2 times they kissed me.
Nice.
Wow.
So I kissed a lot of girls. I don't know how to put it better than I might rival Kyle on this thing. I might even have the title. I think I told you guys about at least one summer. We get a whole new batch of women every week in Ocean City. I swear, I would make moves. If it didn't work, screw this. I can get another girl by the end of tonight. There are women walking up and down this boardwalk looking for guys. If you don't want to kiss me, I'm 15 minutes away from a new one. And
I like the attitude.
Woody walk up to the boy and what's up? Let's suck face, baby. No, all right, bye.
I take them. I'm going to age myself. In that particular summer, I take them. We'd watch Pretty Woman and go onto the boardwalk and make out. That was my thing.
How many times did you watch Pretty Woman, Woody?
I don't know. At least it had to be 2 dozen if it was once. It was a lot. And and then kissed the girl. I don't think I got any sex that summer, so I don't mean to act like I was a total player that really got the full package. But
how many hand jobs did you get?
Oh, stop! Jesus Christ!
I'm married, man.
Children.
But as far as making out with girls, I was the freaking Bobby Fischer of making out with girls to steal Kyle's line.